Subscribe to Chicago Bears Now because we will cover all of the latest Bears trade rumors leading up to the NFL trade deadline, which is less than a month away. And, oh, by the way, speaking of trade rumors, we got some on today's show. Let's go ahead and dive on in. My name is Harrison Graham. You are watching Chicago Bears Now, and we are going to dive in to the latest trade rumors as the trade deadline is looming on November 5th. Nothing else important going on that day, just the NFL trade deadline, of course. The real ones know. Okay, trade rumors. Braden Smith. So CBS Sports listed one trade target for all 32 teams. They named the Colts right tackle Braden Smith as the Bears trade target. Obviously, the Bears right tackle currently is Darnell Wright. So if you were to go this route, something would have to give. You would have to either move Wright, move Smith to a different position where he's only played right tackle exclusively in his career. I think he has like 60 snaps at right guard. I think he could play guard, but that has not been the position he has played. And that's why I have to question, does this actually make sense? Because he's a right tackle. He's been in the league since 2018. 99% of his snaps are at right tackle. So can you play him at left tackle? Would he be an upgrade over Braxton Jones over there? Would you play him at guard? Could you kick Darnell Wright inside? I mean, something would have to give here if you're going to go this route with Braden Smith. Now, you compare the two players this year, just PFF-wise. Obviously, I haven't watched every Colts game, so I can't factor in the eye test there. Darnell Wright's actually graded out a little bit better. Now, they've been very similar, but I think it's fair to say with Darnell Wright in year 2 and Braden Smith in his 7th season, Wright's arrow is pointing up, and Smith's is probably flatlined a little bit. He's had better seasons than this year. I think he's a more established player. He's been a steady right tackle for several years now, but if you ask me for the next 5 years, next 3 years even, who's the better player going to be, I would say Darnell Wright. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get Braden Smith again. Coaches always talk about get your best 5 out there. So you can play guys at a different position, but do I want to move Darnell Wright from right tackle a year and a half into his career? Probably not, unless you're getting some kind of blue chip right tackle, which Braden Smith isn't that. He's a good player, but he's not special. So the way I see it, these would be the only potential options. One, you move Braden Smith to left tackle, you kick Jones inside, or he's your swing tackle, whatever the case may be. 2, you kick Darnell Wright inside. A lot of people think he could be a good guard. I think he could be a good guard. But you drafted him in the top 10 to be a tackle. Do you want to kick him inside now? Now, if you told me he'd be an all-pro level guard, sure, kick him inside. You need guys in there as well. But I think he's growing as a right tackle, so I'm not like actively looking to change that. Or the other option is play Smith inside. You play him at guard. Now, again, are you trading for a guy to play him at a position he's never really played that much? That seems a little bit risky. So I just don't know if this is that realistic of a target. I think the name makes sense because the Colts could look to shed some salary. He's not an old player, but he's approaching 30, so that could make some sense on their part. Now, if you told me Quentin Nelson was available, I'd be pretty intrigued with that. Plug and play at guard and play at a high level, but I'm not sure Braden Smith is the proper option for Chicago at this point in time. You make the call. What is the bigger need on the Bears' offensive line? Is it tackle or is it one of the interior spots like guard or center? Let us know in the comment section down below. Tackle or guard or center. All right, Keenan Allen. Is the trade buzz real? We've kind of seen deep rumors. Peter Schrager threw his name out there a week or two ago when Rashee Rice suffered his injury as someone that the Chiefs should target. Well, Jeff Hughes of DaBearsBlog, who's had some scoops before, who was all over the coaching and GM search when Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles got hired, he's saying there's legs to this. Here's what he had to say. He said, with only 10 catches on the season, there have actually been serious trade rumors surrounding Allen. But the truth of his tape is this. He's not getting open enough. Understanding the Bears need to exploit the middle of the field, this is the week for Allen to kill Jacksonville with shallow crossing routes. And I would agree with Hughes on this, that Keenan Allen has not looked quite like the player we saw in Los Angeles. Now, we'll kind of dive into that a little bit more and into the thought of, could a Keenan Allen trade actually happen between now and the trade deadline? Some interesting stuff there. But before we get to that, Prize Picks. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Daily fantasy made easy at Prize Picks. And listen, I don't know about you. I've been playing fantasy football for about 20 years, and sometimes you just have a bad year. You had a bad draft or you had too many injuries and your season's over before it even starts. Well, with Prize Picks, your season starts over every day because you can set new lineups all the time. Different sports are available as well. All you do is pick 2 or more players, up to 6, and pick more or less on their stat projections. And if you hit, you win. For example, passing yards, touchdowns, points in basketball, runs in baseball, RBI, all that stuff. I got a little 2-player entry for you guys. I love Caleb Williams more than 224.5 passing yards against the struggling Jags defense. Darnell Mooney, former Bears, been cooking. I like him more than 51.5 receiving yards. And by the way, if you sign up at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS, you get a $50 bonus when you just play for $5. So if you want to chase me on this entry, sign up today, create an account, use the code CLNS, and fire off an entry like that. Play for $5. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. Boom! You're going to get a $50 bonus. So check that out today. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Code CLNS is in the comments and description of this video. You take a look at the season Keenan Allen has had. Obviously, he has only played in 3 games. He's been gimpy in some of those. He's been dealing with a nagging heel injury. And it just, it's one of those deals where a couple things. One, I think the heel issue is problematic. As they mentioned plantar fascia at the time. That doesn't just go away. He's clearly healthy enough to play. He's never been the fastest guy, but he's always been super quick. He doesn't look as quick right now. Now he's 32 years old. He has a heel issue. Sometimes that just happens, right? Guy gets older, he loses a step. That could be the case. Maybe it's temporary with this heel thing. Who knows? I think Jeff makes a good point. This is a good opportunity against Jacksonville to, get Keenan Allen involved, and hopefully he can make some more plays. But I do wonder if between now and the deadline, if Rome Odunze stacks some good games, and I feel like we're really close to him having a breakout game. He had the 100-yard game against the Colts. I think another one could be coming. Do you consider trading Keenan Allen? Because remember, when he was out, I thought DeAndre Carter looked good. I'm still intrigued by Tyler Scott. And let's face it, unless he plays a lot better between now and the end of the year, you're probably not bringing back Keenan Allen. He's 32 and would be coming off a down year. Now, if he wants to come back for cheap, like 1 year, $6 million or something, sure. But we were talking before the season, do you give him a 2 for $40 extension, $20 million per year? Well, he's nowhere near that player right now. Now, I don't think he's washed. I think he's a little nicked up, and I think they could get him a little more involved. But keep an eye on this. If the offense is performing and he's not playing a major role, could you flip him for a starting caliber guard? Could you get the 4th-round pick back that you traded him for? And maybe by then he's already played his role in helping your young quarterback develop, which is the main reason you got him in the first place. So I'm keeping an eye on this. Right now, would I trade him? No. I think this would be a last-minute call at the deadline, depending on what the offers are. But I wouldn't close the deal on it. I think there's a scenario where it could make sense for both sides. What say you? Would you trade Keenan Allen? Type T for trade or K for keep. Get your votes in the comment section below. I've always been a big Keenan fan. I still am. I hope he's here. I hope he's here beyond this year because that means he played well. But so far, they're not getting much out of him. All right, Shelby Harris, a player we've talked about a couple of times. The Browns are trending down. They're 1-4. They play Philly this week. They could easily be 1-5. And if they keep losing games and are clearly out of the hunt, the Browns might just try to load up on draft picks and try to fast-track a rebuild. They might just bench Deshaun Watson, eat the money for a couple of years, and go in a new direction. And a guy like Shelby Harris wouldn't fit that timeline. He's 33 years old. He's got 1 year left on his deal for very little money. So if a team like the Bears wanted to trade for him, A, it wouldn't cost a lot in salary, and B, draft compensation, probably a 4th or 5th round pick at most, maybe even less. And I think when you look at the Bears right now, the one weakness on their defense is, 1, their run defense is very inconsistent, and 2, they don't have great defensive tackle depth. I love what you're getting out of Dexter and Billings, especially as pass rushers, but Zach Pickens has been hurt pretty much the entire season. Chris Williams, he's just a guy. He's nothing special. And that's kind of what you have. You have Byron Cowart, who you activated from the practice squad recently. He's just a deep rotation guy. Bears need more help on their defensive tackle position. They just do. They need that third reliable guy, and I think Shelby Harris would absolutely be able to provide that. I mean, he's grading out well this year per PFF, clearly above average. His run defense has been solid. Hasn't provided much as a pass rusher, but you don't need him to. He'd be your third defensive tackle that rotates in and is mostly a run stopper at this point in his career. That's what you need him to do. So I think even if Zach Pickens is healthy, he'd be an upgrade over him as your third guy. Once Pickens comes back, he's your fourth. And all of a sudden, that quartet's pretty good. Billings, Dexter, Harris, Pickens. Like, I like that grouping if that's what it ends up being. So we'll see how that all shakes out for Chicago. But I think this is the type of move you could see the Bears make at the NFL trade deadline. Name a player that you think the Bears should trade for. Who would you like to go out and get? Is it a guy like Shelby Harris? Do you want to swing bigger on a pass rusher or an offensive lineman? Drop a name down in the comment section below and let me know. That's going to do it for this episode of Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Trade rumors are going to keep heating up here. We'll cover them all here on this channel between now and November 5th. Bear down, as always.